It is Monday, July 7th, 2025. We are currently at the wee hours of the morning, around 7:30, and we're headed to the Katy VA clinic here. And, you know, we're just going to talk to our primary care physician and, you know, make sure everything is on the up and up. But other than that, we haven't been Ubering like we probably should, but that should change. We've got the tint on the vehicle. I may get this thing washed after the appointment, depending on how long it takes, so bear with me. But we need to get back on the busy streets of Houston, Texas, spreading the love and joy that Tesla brings, and, you know, putting as many butts in seats so that when people think about their next vehicle purchase, Tesla will be at the forefront of their minds. A lot going on in the world of politics. July 4th has come and gone, and so too has the big beautiful bill. It is now a thing. So despite Elon Musk's best efforts to dissuade politicians about passing a bill that puts us further in debt as a country, he has, you know, gone off into a different approach. Third political party here in the United States approach, which is historically not fruitful. The best thing that a third party hopes to achieve, not necessarily hopes to achieve, and that horn was for that Dodge who doesn't have the Greenlight chime. You know, other auto manufacturers, why don't you help out your consumers by giving them technology that they might actually find helpful or useful? Either way, our car is driving itself. I am currently supervising, but I'm not gonna hold you. I'm not gonna hold you, folks. This thing doesn't make mistakes, and when it does, it's far and few between. We send that information back to the team, and more than likely, they're going to have it correct after the, you know, following a pending update or so. So right now our attention monitoring system is currently off, which is weird. But it might, Jesus, I probably should have drank some more water. No coffee, no water this morning. I am just rambling all over the place. But the attention monitoring system appears to be off. It might have to do with me wearing sunglasses. Either way, let me see if I can open my eyes within the sunglasses, see if they can, there it is. Sometimes, you know, it's morning, my eyes are still kind of droopy, so I just kind of, you know, blinked wide so that the attention monitoring system can know that I am indeed here and awake. So let's see, let's backtrack. We backtracked where the Dodge missed the green light and just sat there at the light, getting honked at. Where were we before that? Politics. Yes, we were talking about American Party, the third party option that Elon Musk hopes to have. You know, midterms aren't until next year. We'll see what comes of this, whether or not Elon Musk is going to be super involved or whatever, right? But as of this morning, the stock was like on a 6% overnight downturn. We are currently below $1 trillion market cap for TSLA. I look at these things as great buying opportunities. I can care less what everybody else does. As long as my car is continuing to drive me from point A to point B, the innovations are still rapid within Tesla, whether that be from the robo-taxi that's going on in Austin or Optimus progression. Like, all the news, the reasons why Tesla falls as of late has nothing to do with their business. You know, obviously Tesla's numbers came in a little bit better than the probably more alert analysts of Tesla's, right? people were thinking that it would be 360,000, 370,000. Well, you know, I wouldn't say no more than 370,000. I didn't see a revised update for Tesla higher than 370. I thought it would be 375 personally, and I pretty much knew that I'd be overestimating and didn't really care, right? Because I even then I shortchanged them. Tesla did almost 385,000 for the quarter. So it goes to show, right? Like, people are trying to value Tesla, and their sales could very well go, you know, decline year over year by the time the end of 2025 approaches. It's possible. But it also is worth mentioning that all automotive sales are having a bit of a rough go, right? And Tesla's the only battery electric vehicle manufacturer that is making any money off of any car that they sell, right? Everybody else is losing gobs of money, and that's not going to change anytime soon, considering the EV tax credit is going to the wayside. Now, I'm not here to tell you what to do with your hard-earned money, but me personally, if I could get $7,500 off, if I take delivery of any Tesla, well, I wouldn't say any Tesla, but that qualifies for the tax credit, whew, yeah, if I didn't already have my two vehicles, then yeah, I would be taking advantage of this, because there's no telling when it's going to come back. You know, if you do decide to purchase a vehicle within the next couple of months, make sure you use a referral code, and mine is in the pinned comment below if you should need it. And if you're one of the few people that have yet to experience FSD, what I'm currently utilizing to get me to my appointment, I'm supposed to get at the Katy VA clinic here at about 7:51. My car is handling all of the burden of driving. I won't have to worry about missing an exit. I won't have to worry about, you know, being in the right lanes when I need to be. It'll bypass slow moving traffic if necessary. And most importantly, it's gonna get me from point A to B as safely as humanly possible, because me personally, ladies and gentlemen, I'm a terrible driver, and I would be rushing to get to that appointment when I don't need to. I can let the robot take care of it, and everybody, including my fellow drivers, should, you know, they'll thank me, because I'm not the one in control of what happens to the vehicle next. But those are just the little things, right? So Tesla stock is going to be down. It's going to be suppressed for a little while. Just a wonderful buying opportunity. I'm not sure how low it'll go, but I still got my rules in place. Anytime I see a 4% down day, and, you know, being down over 6% overnight, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Your boy is going to buy some TSLA. And I've actually contemplated, do I want to buy calls that expire in 2028, right? I mean, they're pretty penny. Like, Tesla's volatility, they make these options very, very expensive. But even with the price of the option being so high, if you have faith in either direction, right? This goes for calls, this goes for puts. Some people believe that Tesla's worth less than $150, right? They don't think Tesla deserves anywhere close to $1 trillion valuation. So they're putting puts in the atmosphere, in the ether, right? Thinking that Tesla's going to drop precipitously and make them gobs of money, right? I am the inverse, right? The inverse indeed. By 2028, I know Tesla will be a multi-trillion-dollar company. Question is, when does the market understand that? And me, I'll place a bet in the other way. While they're placing puts, I'm going to be placing calls. I'm going to say by 2028, Tesla is, I don't know, triple what it is today. To me, that's an easy bet. But the only real issue is how much these options cost. And who knows, it might take the market a little bit longer to recognize what I already know. And that is the risk, right? If I make these, if I take a couple of calls that expire in 2028, right, in the money, we're talking about not even, well, let's just say at the money, right? Like, we're just talking about right there at the current stock price of around $2.95 or so. We're looking at, if I purchase 2 calls that expire in 2028, we're looking at about a $10,000 plus purchase, easily, closer to, maybe even closer to 12. So do I want to spend $12,000 on what Tesla could be in the future, or do I just want to use that money to buy shares at the current stock price? Because you have no idea if it's going to go up or down, right? My goal is to accumulate as many shares as humanly possible, and if if buying a call option today that expires in 2028, which gives me the opportunity to purchase 100 shares of TSLA at $295 per share, whew, let's just say that's not, because I buy a couple. We talk about 200 shares at $295 in 2028. Yeah, your boy. This is the conundrum I have. How do I want to go about purchasing these shares? Considering I don't know what the stock market is going to do, I mean, it could easily fall to $200 a share, and your boy wouldn't bat an eyelash, right? And those call options would be a little less profitable, even if they expire in 2028. Like, we don't want to go in the opposite direction of our calls or puts, obviously. So, these are the things. But if maybe $295 is a little high, let's just say if I saw TSLA dip to $250 or below, I'm easily making calls for 2028. Like, to me, I think that would be the best situation to purchase hundreds of shares at that stock price 2-3 years from now, right? But that's just me. I'm more of a gambler. I'm taking this risk assessment. I'm taking these risk assessments. I'm not using my rent money or my car payment, or I'm not using this money because I won't need it for at least 3 months, right? That's my gauge. And how much money am I making versus what do I need in the immediate 3 months versus what can I afford to invest. Should I buy a couple of calls within short order? That leaves me less money to buy regular shares of TSLA in the here and now. So I have to kind of weigh all of these things, as you should, right? You should be handling your financial situation, especially during these trying macroeconomic times. Come on, what is going on? Well, what? Why? All right, so humans, right? Anyway, I've gotten off into a pretty incredible tangent. This BMW is ridiculous, as it's trying to squeeze past me from the exiting lane of West Green. It's a little complicated, but there was no room for her to go anywhere, right? My car's just doing what it's supposed to do. I can't wait until 60+% of all drives happen to be on autonomous miles. I can't wait till that moment happens. We need to remove the human element as fast as humanly possible. All right, we're a few minutes out from our destination. We're gonna go take care of this. Love seeing Teslas. I love it. And we need more of them on the roads. We need more of them on the roads, ladies and gentlemen. Until that inflection point, I'm just gonna continue to try and acquire as many Tesla shares as I possibly can. The goal is to try to accumulate over 1,000. As hopefully by 2030. We'll see what the stock price does. Maybe we've got a gift from whatever entity is controlling the stock market. Maybe we've got a gift that we can utilize. So regardless, we've got some dry powder, whether we buy calls, whether we buy shares. We want to kind of make the best, how do they say it? Make your next move your best move. And to do that, you want to kind of purchase on the up, right? So if the stock falls to 250 and I purchase now, that's obviously somewhere I could have probably waited. I've got some rules in place to how much I can spend, but when you're talking about these calls and how expensive they are, the opportunities, most of my shares that I have now were from calls that I purchased when Tesla stock was down in the 130s. Like I had 2 calls that expired 2024, and I bought those shares at $135 a piece. So I had 200 shares that I bought for $135 a piece, and that's obviously been a wonderful thing considering the share price is currently hovering around 290 to 300. And that's what at 135, it was obvious to me that it couldn't go much lower, right? All of the beautiful things that Tesla has done and will continue to do, 135 felt like an easy way. And plus, the options didn't cost nearly as much as they do right now. The implied volatility was still fairly high, but the price for admission, the pay-to-play situation was like considerably lower back then. Anyway, that's the plan. We're gonna try to find our best spots to purchase so that we are not, down. We're gonna stop it because it wants to turn us around, which isn't bad, but we're going to get in this parking lot here. But yeah, we're gonna Autopark this here as we have reached our destination. If we'd have let the AI continue, it would have went around and got to us in a more roundabout way. No big deal. So let's go ahead and do this. All right, as always, thank you guys for watching, listening to me blabber into the camera. It is much appreciated. What you take away from this is I hope that you understand how safe Teslas are, the technology, how much it has improved my life when it comes to driving. I don't feel hesitant when traffic comes around or having to drive across town. The fear of being in a collision has damn near evaporated, and will only continue to get better, not only from this vehicle's perspective, but as more and more vehicles I see have this capability. Teslas, not even all the Tesla owners, they're not using FSD probably as much as they probably should, but at least their vehicle has the capability. We need to spread that to more brands, but until that happens, the more Teslas I see, the more comforted I am when traversing across the great city of Houston. That's all I got for you right now. Be easy.